And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast, sponsored by Generator Supercenter of Amarillo.
Well, good Friday afternoon, everyone, as you're heading into the rest of your day, gearing up for the weekend. It's more of the same in the forecast, where we, of course, hit the low 80s yesterday. We saw upper 50s overnight, and we're getting back into the 70s and probably 80s yet again as we head on into your Friday afternoon. So looking at that temperature forecast, by the early afternoon period, we're going to be hitting the 80s right around 2 o'clock in the afternoon with a daytime high around 83 to 85 degrees out there today, with some places getting up into the upper 80s, especially further off towards the east, with 60s and 70s out there as you head on into tonight. So any Friday football games ought to be pretty pleasant out there, not really in jacket territory, at least in my opinion. Now overnight we'll drop back down into the upper 50s, low 60s around the region, with more 80s going into tomorrow afternoon as well. The big difference from Friday to Saturday will be the winds out there, as today we're seeing those wind speeds out of the south at a good 5 to 15 miles an hour. Overall, that's not too bad out there, but you're going to see as we wrap up the day with those calm winds out there. So like I said, any Friday night football will be pretty nice. Tomorrow, very different out there, as you're going to see those winds picking up out of the south-southwest at a good 15 to 25 miles an hour, gusting over 30 will be possible at times. Now, typically we'll see drier conditions and fire danger with the setup like that, but thankfully our fields, our green grasses are nice and green, and the relative humidity values should be high enough that fire danger not really a concern going into the weekend, which is certainly very good news. Now, looking at the long term here, we're going to see a pretty blustery weekend out there, but then a cool down going into early next week. Here's what's happening is we're going to see Tropical Storm Priscilla and Tropical Storm Raven kind of get pulled up into the jet stream. That will funnel some Pacific moisture our direction. Now, of course, going into the weekend, you do see those breezier winds being brought in. That's what we're seeing out there going into the weekend. But as that pattern shifts off towards the east, that opens up the door for a cold front Sunday into Monday. That's going to drop those temperatures down and bring in some scattered rain shower chances as well. So let's look at our next 5 days of rain chances. Your Friday, your Saturday, not much going for it. Might see some rain late Sunday. So it's going to be late overnight into early Monday morning, but Monday, Tuesday kind of look like our prime opportunities for moisture chances here in the forecast. Could carry them into next Wednesday as well, but of course that's all fine tuning that we'll do as we get closer. But basically the easy way to sum up your forecast is 80s here for the early parts of the weekend and breezy conditions with cooler weather as we start out next week, with of course a lot of kiddos having the day off for Columbus Day there on Monday.